shouldn't even put glass there, but we didn't know very much.
Well, what do you mean? You can without glass, you would never stay here in the winter time. It would be so cold. This is double pane glass, you know, so it keeps the heat. You know,
Have a little bit
you
color
you
like that. Now
you catch both of us.
Yep. I have both of you. Okay, let's start talking.
Let's see, we got room for.
No, I can sit. I can bring a chair here.
Yeah. She brings chair here.
Don't worry about me.
Be careful, don't.
Okay, here's kind of where. Here's some.
Don't we want to take off from where we were at in the story?
No,
Is
yes.
it kind of sequential then?
Well, I also want to make sure we get all of it.
Yeah.
We start in the middle of this. I'd like to just start at some point.
Юля, принеси мені вина. Я буду feel better. Там на столі ще стоїть.
You're recording right now.
Yeah,
Так.
but you don't have to worry. It's just.
Yeah, I know.
Just talk to us.
I know. You.
Yeah.
All right, you shoot the question.
Okay, Bev, you go ahead and ask that.
Oh,
Since you wanna-
I just thought we should pick up in the story where you left off.
Where you wanna
Well,
start?
no, if you want to, use that for something, then you would probably have to
I have
start
to start from
from the
beginning.
very beginning.
Yeah, not from the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
You know, you have to
Yeah.
start. You wanna know
We can
when
have a more
when you
abbreviated-
wanna have a story, Igor's story.
Okay.
Where
this-
we
this
met.
Story, oh, okay.
Okay,
You
here are
wanna
my
go all
questions.
the way back?
How?
Here are my questions. I'll give them all here. in the
Yes,
order here.
that's good.
You know, how did you meet my parents? And then the relationship of mother and we'll get to, mother and Dusia in Lichachoyev,
In the hometown.
in the hometown. You're going to Germany. Also, the escaping from the Russians.
Yeah.
Your experiences in Germany. Living together after the war in the. No, something that looks good. Some more water.
Sure.
Okay. Living together after the war. Also, mother would tell us some stories about your escaping from,
Yeah.
like when you found the money on the train.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's Nina found.
You see,
Yeah.
we don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Also about hiding. So, if we could just maybe start from the very beginning, and you talk to Beverly, okay? Because I might jump up.
But no.
I might just jump up a few times.
Почекай, Віктор.
Sure.
Ти хочеш, you see, like about Igor, we met him in Germany. And Nino I met from home.
That's right.
See, this is too
You
different.
knew her from home, not only met her, you knew her at home.
I mean home. And Ігоря ми ті в Німеччині.
Right. The boys.
So,
The boys were friends together, and they met my mother and you.
Yeah, they met their girlfriends.
Yes.
Well, all right, let's start from the beginning.
Okay, very good. That's what we want.
Yeah, that's
about Ігоря.
well, as far as starting from Ihor, I met Ihor in Magdeburg in Germany, and sometime it must be in 1944, I would say, early 44. Yes,
44?
please, yes, just I know more than you do. In 1944. And we met, he worked in a different factory than I did, but in the same hometown, in that same town, Magdeburg. And I met him through, because we had the Ukraine club down there in that Magdeburg town. And on a weekend or even evening sometime, we had the chance to go into that club and sort of talk and even have a beer and stuff like that. And we had an orchestra there, and that orchestra it was a small orchestra, but Ihor was playing mandolin down there. And yeah, not banjo, mandolin. Mandolin and banjo is different. Yes, and
I heard him talk about a mandolin.
yeah, yes, it was. Nobody had a banjo in Europe. They had mandolin or guitar, but anyway, he was playing mandolin, in that orchestra, and we sort of was get to know each other, and we befriended very good, you know. And on the weekend or so we went. They even had the dances in that club and stuff like that. So Ihor and me went down there. Thanks, Julie. And then, you know, after we chum around for a while, then we came across and we met our girlfriends. They were, you know, working in a different, the same area in town, in Magdeburg, but in a different factory. They work. Dusha and Nina work in shoe factory.
Shoe fabric.
In not too far away from our place, and when we met our girls, and they were really wild girls. Bunch of wild girls. We were tame girl. We were tame guys, you know. But they were.
That's not true.
I am talking right now.
But don't say that.
Nobody was wild down there at that time. I'm just kidding. But it was behaving like a young people behave, you know. And we used to go to a park or to go to. I knew quite a few people. Dusha and Nina didn't know very many people because they were always.
We were us.
They were.
You're not allowed to go to Chicana when they were there. We're not supposed to go. That's people from Galicia,
from Western Ukraine.
Western Ukrainian, and we can even go to the show. If boys take us to the show,
You mean the
then
movie?
we go.
The movie.
Movie.
Yeah, we have to take that ost.
Sticker,
Yes,
Yeah.
sticker, and then when
That's
we
what
come
I mean.
back
They
home,
were.
we have to put back.
That's what I mean. They've been wild, you know.
We're not wild. They don't even let us
because
go
this is the.
to
I know
Carlos
this.
exhibition.
I know that. What I said is removing the os when you were supposed to wear it all the time. That was very dangerous thing because
It is dangerous,
because
but we
if
want
they
to go
caught you,
someplace.
and then they you know they can throw you in jail for that, for you know, sort of camouflaging yourself, you know, by removing that os. And
Yeah,
Polish
yes.
people used to wear P.
Oh, we have lots of time with Nina.
And that's what I mean. That was a risky thing to do, but you know, or young people always take a risk, you know, and so, and then eventually one, I don't know exactly how, but we met Dusha and Nina. They were always chumming around, you know.
When you want me to tell you that when us met, when we tried to phone someplace in the booth,
They didn't know how to.
telephone booth, when we don't know how to dial,
They
and he
didn't
was
know.
watching, and he come and tell us. Well, we tried to phone to.
She did.
We tried to phone to our factory, to our boss,
Tell him you'll be home.
and he was watching.
Yeah, that's right. They tell him that because there was a guard in there, and you tell him that they'll be later. They'll be laid on, and they were, you know, trying to
We were
fooling around with that in a telephone booth, you know. And I came down there, and Ihor, I think, and I said, "What you guys doing here, girls?" Oh,
Why you snooping around, Zanana?
we were trying to dial our bosses
They are
there.
watching us.
Well, that's okay. And
They were young, were nice looking. I would say.
and so that's
I would not say beautiful, what? Well,
But then I teach them how to dial down there, and then I said, "Where you live? Where you work?" And they say, "We work over here." It was on a block away from their factory, you know, and they were on the main street. They say there. And where you live? "Oh, we live there." And then I said, "Well, we'll go with you down there to your place." you couldn't go into where they lived because
No.
they were strict. They wouldn't let anybody, to go into that camp. That wasn't a camp. It was a old, some kind of a marmalade or jam factory. But
No, she used to have
but yes, she was producing, marmalade. Quite a few people worked there.
but we
and,
work in different
but they
factory and live because our
they're-
chef don't have a place to keep us for
And-
3
You
girls.
use the marmalade to
yeah, and
glue the shoes together.
yeah,
Yeah, no, she have 10 girls working in that marmalade factory, and our boss he only have 3 girls.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he
so
said,
you
well,
shared-
we
you
used to live
shared.
in another camp, but that camp they said for Ostarbeiter it is too good. They took us from there, and it was another camp, big place in same area where we were work. And there's a girls live from there, and I said to boss, we want to stay with those girls. And boss said, no, those girls is no good. I'm gonna give you.
they
to the
they
very
work
good."
for Coca-Cola factory.
They work for the Coca-Cola, and he give us to that
So they
marmalade.
still had Coca-Cola going?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have
During the war?
Coca-Cola
During
in our
the war.
factory.
That's nice.
Oh
Oh, I
yeah.
hate that Coca-Cola. I still don't like that.
Yeah, I know, but that's a nice.
Was it the
Yeah.
original Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
Yes, it was Coca-Cola, our factory, right in
In,
Basel,
in
In
Germany.
wartime Germany. and
Yeah,
Germany.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Coca-Cola.
Americans were in there.
Coca-Cola.
They produced Coca-Cola there way back,
And all
throughout
those
the
girls
Europe.
from Kiev.
And yeah, and well, anyway, that's what we sort of met, and that was the beginning of our courtship.
Yeah,
And so I knew quite a few guys there because we were more free to go around,
Yeah.
and lots of time I took, me and Ihor. Ihor was the same thing. I don't know, Ihor didn't wear Ost.
no, Ihor didn't wear it. No. Somehow,
Ihor, no, he didn't wear Ost.
no,
He
він
didn't.
він ходив free.
He wasn't. Yeah, he
No,
wasn't.
Ihor didn't wear. He's Volynyak, but there's some, he didn't.
He didn't wear Ost as far as that goes. So,
But you did?
oh no,
No,
not
You
no.
didn't either.
Mom
he's
did.
Just the,
I
just the
did.
women, okay.
yeah,
No,
not
just 'cause
woman
you're from the east.
from a different area.
Okay.
like
Must
the-
be
He-
East
he-
German.
My area was, sort of a. It was. You might. What would you say?
That's better, ще раз.
No, that's all.
No, you wanna light?
Yeah.
Okay, if you wanna stop that thing, then, no,
Just,
different switch.
I
Light,
have to-
it's a
don't you
one
have to pull
switch.
this string?
No.
No.
Just
Light-
turn the switch. That's all. It'll
Yeah,
stop.
yeah.
She's stopping.
stops.
She's still
No,
turned.
but how do you get those lights on?
Oh,
Oh.
those lights. They have another switch there?
No.
No. There is no
How
switch.
come
That's okay.
switch here? You
That's
have
okay,
to,
that's okay. I think
Yeah,
that's
There's
have
enough.
enough?
There is enough light.
There's enough light.
There's
I think
plenty
you
of.
have to pull another
Yeah,
something
but you
there.
pull have
Never
to-
use that
Yeah, I
light.
think you have to pull the switch on the very bottom. No,
Uh,
that's very
well-
bottom.
No, that's a speed.
Let's just leave it alone. I think that's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway. And who used to bring us sugar? And we marmalade we steal from the.
No.
Who-
This.
Igor brought the
uh,
sugar for us?
No, he used to bring the marmalade for you.
No.
Yes,
They made marmalade.
because he was working in a factory that made some kind of a marmalade and honey and all that
But
kind
it's
of a
still
thing.
not- maybe, but
But it doesn't.
who brought them
and
sugar too? I think they.
Well, just keep that, get in a sequence, when you want to go. Never mind about sugar. We're not talking about sugar right now. We're talking.
Shortage.
we
Oh,
talking.
you're short
We
of-
talking about how we met and how the chronological order. Otherwise, we'll get confused and nobody will understand what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm going to edit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
you'll
just
edit
tell
it,
the
but
story
you
and
would
cut.
have to know what's
Yeah,
what's
you
what's
can
of,
cut things like.
So we, as I say, we were kind of, chumming around, all four of us. And sometimes some other, we took girls out sometime to, they have a sort of a kind of a fair down in town, or to a movie there, but they would have to remove their host, otherwise they wouldn't let them. And not only they wouldn't let them, but they would stop. Somehow policemen were practically on
Those German police.
in every street corners.
They used to have German police. They used to have.
They still have the same.
Still have, but kind of a toll, like and they just you look at that, you get scared. And we remember one time, like carousel, you say here exhibition, they'd come to Magdeburg, and the Osterbeiter, not supposed to there go. And we take out the Nina and me, we used to always together. We kind of dressed up nicely because our boss always get clothes for us from some people, like, he like us. We don't have his own kids. He always bring material, we make some, and he brings some blouse and shoes we have because we make. And one time I remember he stopped us, cop stopped us on the bridge, right on the bridge to go to the carousel. And under that bridge, boats goes, and every time boat goes in that bridge, shake, okay? And that cop stop us. And he stop us, and he said, where is your
documents?
paper?
Documents.
How they say in German?
Papieren.
Papieren. And we kind of show him papieren. We have we don't have no paper, nothing, except we have little paper with our picture. We used to live in, first time when we come to Germany, they put us in the camp where people lives who don't wear the Ost.
Okay.
You see, and
So,
they
yeah.
give us kind of passing, pass, and we show that pass. He looked at that pass. He said, "Where is that green papier? Green papier supposed to be come from Berlin
Yeah.
for all those people who don't wear like Walter." And we said, "All that green papier still coming."
Uh-huh.
And he looked at us, and that boat, that bridge shaking, and I said to that cop, "Did that bridge shaking or that boat?" Try to kind of get him to forget about. And I said, "No, that paper still coming." And he looked at us, kind of believe us. He said, "Okay, go." He let us, but every time he stop us like that and ask for us, we always keep telling, "We have this one, but paper still coming." Because if you say we are lost, and then when we come home to that where we live, that woman, she was
Before you get home,
before, yeah, and before to that place we live, we have to put again. We have needle and thread.
Oh, you had to sew it on.
Oh, we have to.
yeah,
sew.
sew it on, and
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
that's why she became seamstress.
Okay, right. That's practice.
That wasn't fun, and we come late. We have to be in time, and maybe not that window closed.
Windows closed.
When did you meet? In 1944, in which month?
Well, I imagine it would be sometime in January or something like that.
1944.
Yeah, right. Basically, maybe we knew each other before, but when he started, chumming around, that was in 44, in January sometime.
So both of you were dating and courting one
Yeah.
another at the
Oh
same
yeah.
time?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well,
We used to.
Yeah.
I used to actually all the time I lived in a village, about 7 miles away from where I work and where they work, from that location. So we used to take train all the time. Every morning we took train down to work, and then at 10 o'clock we were supposed to take a train. The last train left at 10 o'clock or 10:20, and it was only 6 miles, but it's still we took train. And where I was there, and but this we every time we had some kind of a party or something like that, we all, Ihor and Nina, you know, and I knew quite a few people there, and some people had their own private quarters that we can have a party, because you couldn't have a party or at camp.
We have a New Year party.
Yeah,
yeah,
in a factory,
remember?
yeah, in a factory, yeah. That's when you were
And
drunk.
that was the first New Year.
That's
We
when
were
you
so
got drunk.
hungry, you know. And Ihor have his, I think that was cousin Ihor.
Yes, yeah, Mikhailo.
Mikhailo, that's Ihor cousin, was
Yeah.
he's tall, skinny.
Yeah.
And he used to go with our friends from our hometown. They used in Magdeburg. He met her. That's how Ihor said, well, we're going to celebrate New Year party. Where? I asked my boss, chef, and he said, how about we go upstairs where we leave our coats and everything. And our chef was very good. He was a Nazi. He used to work, but he was so good to us. We don't have his own kids. And we are just the kids. He looked after us like a... And he said, sure. I said, we're going to have our boyfriends. He said, oh, good, good, you know. So we have both boyfriends, Ihor, you. When we look at that, Muhalo.
Don't talk like that. That's a recording what you mixing. That's
You
Look at that fly.
Anyway, and
Jesus
anyway,
Christ.
Ihor
He's
and
like
Walter, they
distracted.
brought some moonshine. You know, kind of, we never drink, you know, in Germany, I never taste that thing. And that moonshine, he covering some kind of with some fruit or something, and we were hungry. And that Klava, Ihor cousin, Ihor cousin, a girl,
Yes,
brought
yes.
I don't know where they got some kind of blinci, you know, with marmalade. I don't know where she made that thing.
Well, that's
Anyway,
not
she
the
brought
point.
that thing, and that she gave that moonshine and that marmalade, that platsky, you know, kind of like a pancake, you know, with the marmalade. And we were so hungry because after work we didn't go to home, because otherwise at home we don't have nothing to eat. They give us one potatoes. We work overtime for one potatoes. But that was nothing, you know. We kind of were hungry. And then when you have that moonshine, and I got sick. I just got so sick. And that's all my party goes. I went to bed, and that shock come. I remember our boss came. He said, "How's you doing, guys, here? Where's Dusia?" And Nina said, "Dusia's sleeping there. She's sick." And I remember that first New Year we celebrate that. You know, we just was there few of this. It's just a kind of full celebration. But I remember that. I never forget that because I was sick there. You know, and that was her cousin.
Yes, I know, but that's
Igor's
weird.
cousin, so then that would have been his
I don't remember
father's
what
brother's-
happened to him.
That was his father, brother, son.
Yeah, it's in wartime when he was there. I remember it was nice.
Yeah,
looking.
they always, you know, they went around together,
yeah.
you know, quite a bit. But anyway, this is carrying on a story about Ihor. And so we kind of chum around with him, and then all of a sudden Ihor wasn't there anymore. You know, he
Yeah.
didn't, you know.
What month was that?
Well, I really don't
yeah,
remember. I
no.
don't exactly.
That was
1944.
summertime.
1944 summer.
Yeah, that's
No,
that
I
was
think it's
early.
1945, right? No,
No, please.
1944, but
44,
1944,
but we kind of get to
Was
know each
summertime.
other either end of 1943 or beginning of 44. You know, that was approximately
summertime.
that. And after a few months, Ihor wasn't around. So I figure I'll go and find out, you know, what happened. So I went to that factory there, and I knew some guys that worked there. And I said, what happened to Ihor? Where is Ihor? And they say, well, Ihor was arrested.
Arrested, put him in jail.
He is in jail,
Yeah.
in concentration camp.
Yeah. Oh, that's
I
it.
said, what's happened? Well, they say, well, whatever, I don't know, something like that. It was, as I said,
can go to
they
very easy.
didn't take very much to get you arrested, you know. You done something a little bit wrong, and they pin
you
you
in
a
jail.
sabotage. because that's what they figured that all these, you know, Eastern or Ostarbeiter, they call them, or people from
Auslanders.
South Auslanders, they try to subvert the regime there and doing sabotage. And lots of people were, you know, accused of being break the cup of or dish or something like that, and they figured that it is a sabotage already. And they can put you in jail, and that wasn't like here, as I said, where you can, you know, have a lawyer and have a charge read or stuff like that. They just arrest you, throw you in a clink, and that's it. And after a while, every morning they wake you up and line you up down there. And so I said, well, oh yeah, he was arrested about a couple of weeks or 3 weeks ago. So we start, you know where he is? Nobody knew, and nobody would, you know, police wouldn't tell you anything. And then somehow we got the word that he was in that concentration camp not too far from our factory. And as I said, I went down there one afternoon, one morning there, and they were all lined up marching around three in a row, and about 30 people, you know, and couple, sometimes 3 or 4 guards, you know, were marching them on the street to work, wherever they have any kind of assignment for work. So that group went there, and then I went down there, and sort of from a street, from a distance, I look, you know, and then I recognized Ihor, and I yelled Ihor, you know, and wave, and he waved, because he couldn't stop to talk me, because they were marching, and there was, and I couldn't talk to him or anything. But anyway, but I knew where he was already, so that was a good sign. And so we knew, everybody knew how tough it is as far as food goes down there and all that. So lots of times I had some, a little bit of bread or something like that, and I go down there. I knew whenever they go to work and whenever they come back to work. Either way, I met them there, and well, not only me, but there was lots of guys that were doing, helping the guys throwing a piece of bread down there to these people that were marching down there. And usually these prisoners, they catch the piece of bread, and you say that you want to go to Ihor or to John, or they hand it over. There wasn't something that they will eat. And so quite often myself and probably some other guys, went and tried to help him out. But we didn't know how long he's going to be there. It carried on for a while there, for about, I bet you 4 or 5 months or maybe more. And we didn't know, but he wasn't moved anywhere else. It was still in the same, because lots of them, they were moving from one concentration camp to the other, and then they start bombing the city pretty bad. So they took all these people. There was that concentration camp probably had a couple thousand people, but they were not marching in the same. They came, say 50 people in one group, and then another group went to the factory. Some went to some other detail, fixing road or whatever. And so nobody knew how long he's going to be or anything, and you couldn't go and visit prisoners down there because there was no visitation at all. So, as I say, well, we find kind of a figure, well, nothing you can do about that. And as I say, and then one day I was, walking down the street Ihor knew where I used to walk down there, and not only me,
They
but
took them to work that one.
yeah, listen. Yes, that's listen. That's
Isn't it Dr. Rostyahayu?
No, it's not Rostyahayu. That's the way. That's the way. You know, you have to know what's all about. It's not easy to rattle off, and you don't know what's all about.
When he ran away,
No, that's
he
this.
first come to our window.
Well, this doesn't really matter. He went to his team was involved in working in the rubble after bombing and
That's where he ran away from.
they dig out for looking for people when they are dead.
That building.
Dead people or some wounded people or dead people that was their duty to check out after bombing when a building was demolished, to check out. And it was very hard and dangerous job because not only that, there was sometime bomb fell down and didn't explode. Yeah, and if they start, disturbing, digging out, the bomb blew up, But nobody gave a damn, because they were, prisoners anyway. So that's the only way they could, check this old building. Well, as I say, I was going down the street, and I hear somebody from the rubble, calling me, Walter, Volodya. I turn around, look, I didn't see nobody. I figured who calls my name, somewhere out of a destroyed building, But so I didn't see really nobody. Then I started turn around and walk again, and he louder, Walter, Volodya. So I stopped and turned around and went closer down there, and here I see a skeleton come out from bricks down there. Yes, that's right. He was,
He wasn't so bad.
beer.
He's heavy built.
And I know he had,
Tall.
his beard wasn't.
Lots of hair.
Beard wasn't shaved, and tattoo,
that uniform.
And a
He was
uniform,
run down,
and he was run down in
he come
the.
to our window, and we look at him, Ihor. He said, I run away. What are you gonna do? What we can? He's outside, we inside. But he let us know he's run from. Then he met Walter.
And then I said, well, what are we gonna do? And he said, well, I don't know. Can you help me somehow? Well, how I'm gonna help very much. Then I can take him down there in this uniform with me because I have to go on a train.
Yeah.
He would, as soon as he gets on the street, and the cops will catch him and as an escapee from a concentration camp, he will be either shot or put in for Auschwitz there. So I said, well, you stay here. I said, I'm going to go to that metro guy. He lives only a block or 2 blocks away, and his building is not demolished yet. He still lives in that place. And I will ask him if we can come tonight down there and change the clothes and wash up a little bit and get you, safe. But I said, I don't know if he'll agree to take you in, because it was very, harboring fugitive. It was, in that case, the guy, all of us will be in jail. So please. So that's what I, if you don't interrupt that, gee whiz. So that's what I went to ask that guy Mitro. I said, what? And Mitro, this friend of mine, knew Ihor a little bit, not well, but he knew what I'm talking about. I said, the guy that plays mandolin in our club and all that, he was arrested. He was in concentration for 6 months or 5 or whatever. And now he escaped and he's hiding down there, block away in the rubbles, and he would like you to come and change clothes. And he said, gee, that's a dangerous, I'm afraid. And well, I said, well, you have to help him because you can leave him down there, otherwise he'll be ending up in a concentration again or get shot for escaping, you know.
They live in private.
He said, you know what, okay, I'll agree, I'll take him in for a few days. Well, I said, that's all we ask you, to take him for a few days. I said, well, but there was daytime. I said, we'll wait till dark, because if you were in the dark, you couldn't see what kind of a uniform you wear. You know what? But I said, well, I'll go, and after gets dark, and I'll bring him in here. No, he said, okay. So we got up. I went down there and called Ihor. He was still sitting in that rubble down there. Well, it took a couple hours or 3 hours maybe or whatever, but that wasn't a problem. But I called him and he said, yeah, what Mitro said. I said, Mitro agreed that you can come down there and change clothes, and we'll see what we can do after that. For he said he will agree to take you in for a few days. So that's what,
Yeah, but that time, let me say, that time Magdeburg already, bombed so badly.
I know.
They named German all confused already. But Ihor, when he can stay with you, where he went? He went to that farm, Bavara.
No, this, just please. Yes, just please, I'll listen and I'll tell you. No, it took 3 years, for Christ's sake. So it takes 1 hour in the 3 years. So that's not really big.
I'm interested in what you're
It's
saying.
not a big deal,
Relax.
Yeah.
I know, but
No, there is I know what it was. So this is not the point. That's what I'm trying to get to it.
Oh.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get to it. We went down there to Mitro, and he found up some clothes to change the clothes for him,
I know that.
and all that, and I sort of gave him washed up, and we gave him some food and all that, and he stayed there for about 3 or 4 days, maybe more. And Mitro said that guy, he said, I can't keep him anymore because people are going to get suspicious. Something, he might get in trouble. We all will get in trouble. So I said, okay, then I'll take him to our place. Once he's already, changed the clothes and sort of brushed up a little bit, clean up, so he can walk on the street and, sort of try to avoid the cops and all that. I said, we'll take him to where I lived, into this 6 kilometer away out of town. There's a little village there. We went by train. And well, there was no other way to do it, But in where I lived, and people that work with me in that bolts and nuts factory, they all lived in there. There was about 25 people there in that little camp there. But we were free to walk out and come whenever, Nobody really checked that much, unless you didn't show up to work or something like that, then they were really look after. But if you were, going around and came to work in the morning, that was no problem. So I took, and there was other friend of mine, we took Ihor down to that village. And so we go to work in the morning, and Ihor had to stay in there. So where he's going to stay? He can stay in a room because the janitor comes around and checks out. So we said, well, you have to go under the bed and stay under the bed all day. Otherwise, so nobody will catch you. When
Do you want some water or orange juice there?
when
I'm fine, thanks.
when people come back from work already, some of them come early, some of them come later, then he can mingle, he can get out and probably go to a washroom or something like that. But during daytime, you have to hide there because under a bed, take a blanket there and practically hide there, just like, in some kind of a.
Там можна заховатись було, бо
But
12 people there.
yeah, there was these the bunk beds, sort of a double decker, and they were kind of high. You could lay down there, and nobody was checking under the bed because the janitor only came down there to around 4 o'clock in the afternoon to light up a stove so it'll be a little bit warmer there. And at one time, Ihor got so cold, so he went and lit up a stove, and the janitor came down and who lit the stove, but fortunately there was one guy that was on a sick leave that stayed home, and he said, did you lit the stove? And he said, well, yeah, I warmed that room up because I was kind of cold. And so that went by. And then Ihor, one of the night, he went.
When you have a party, guys.
Ihor went up, out, and there was outhouses there, and there was one sort of side by side, but one was for ladies, one was for men's outhouse. And Ihor, by mistake, got into a ladies, and the girls that lived there, they didn't know about, but nobody knew about Ihor, and they didn't know Ihor, they didn't know that he lived there, that he was hiding there. And they opened the door, and of course it was at night, and they started yelling, hey, somebody is at our outhouse, somebody is our restroom there, the ladies, who's that? They didn't know him. And well, everything got a big commotion, and the boss was
He lives there.
the boss lives in the next house,
Yeah.
and he was a
He was
really character. He never walked into our room without having a gun at the ready,
Yeah.
because he always suspected we'll attack him or something like that.
He was tiny.
Not that we-
but he was a
That we never had any intention of attacking him, all right, but he was so, kind of paranoid.
He didn't have attention.
Yeah, and so, Ihor kind of jumped out, and I said, and the girls, the second girl came out, and I said, keep quiet, don't yell, because you're going to get us in trouble. And I said, just keep quiet. And well, they quit, because they knew us already, that we are, calling him down. But don't worry about it. Nobody's gonna, rape you or anything like that. So so everything. The chef, this boss, came out and asked what's wrong. We said nothing. There's nothing really serious, and it was just the girls. So that was the incident with Ihor. So he stayed with us. Oh, he stayed with us for maybe.
Till I don't know how long.
He stayed down there in that condition, But later on it was. I bet you he stayed there for about 5-6 weeks. In that kind of a condition,
And he had
Як він
no
опинився в
papers.
Бауера?
Well, that comes next.
Але ти скоро то кажи.
Нічого, хай розказує
No,
нормально.
no, because він там був, потім він опинився
Then
в Бауера.
then he
Found a job.
it got to the point that we couldn't even keep him down there already, because it was kind of suspicious,
Yeah.
that we could get, but he didn't have any sort of a idea or anything. So we said we'll go to Magdeburg. Maybe you can find some kind of a job there.
Because that time Magdeburg, Germany always house. They don't
Yeah,
really
they were
check
they,
you really.
they,
You know
the
who
people.
you are, where you come.
The war is coming to an end.
Yeah, there
war
was
come to end,
the
and
war
German, all
was
those kind of confusion. There's a Bauer.
farmer was on outskirts.
Across our street where we live. He need the guy, and Igor went there and he said, "Yeah, I need help. I need
He had the acreage, and he had,
Acreage, and
you know, and Igor said, well, Igor said, well, I came from some other town,
Yeah,
and
bombed
the
where
town
my factory already bombed. and
factory
fixed.
was bombed out. I'm looking for a job, and
Yeah.
so he didn't ask him too much of a
But
question,
Germany already surrounded
And,
around with
and so he got that job
Americans,
there.
you know,
And-
Allies.
alliance, Highwood alliance.
Well, don't call them all Americans, they're Canadians.
They was Americans that time.
Well, they're Canadians.
Anyway, and that's yeah, I was Canadian. That's very French, I think. Anyway, that's when he started working there,
Uh-huh.
and that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
saved our life. Here, actually, when Nina and ours, because when we
And-
were working there, вже твоя історія скінчилася. And
Whether you like it or
he no, because he
Yeah, Igor was already had
worked in that Bauer, and we know Igor wasn't free. And then everything, then German came to our camp where we live, Nina and us, and it was 10 of us, well, 12 girls. And you know, we live in that, with that marmalade factory, and we have kind of a room like whatever. So, and when American Alliance, how you say, coming to Magdeburg, they want all those.
No, the German wants to move this all
I said German wants to move us away from you know from the
from American side.
American side or Russian side to the Elba Bridge. You know, we live Elba behind this, and they already took all us on the line, and we marching us to one German guy ahead, another guy on the side, and we were kind of marching. And Igor was standing, and he see Nina and me and another girl, Raisa. And Igor, you know, said, "Nina, come over." And he took Nina, and he took Bauri, that's my girl, and he took Nina from that line. He can't take me because, you know, he can't take both. And Farmer
He
Baur
can have
said,
two
"Oh,"
wives.
you know, yeah. No, he said, "That's my girl." And he didn't ask, not even Bauer. He just took Nina, said, "Nina, come on." And I said, "Nina, go, iди до Игоря." And us, they took us father ahead, and supposed to be take us to
They
the
were
south.
marching them, they collecting people, you know, when the German army was retreating, so they collect all these outlanders, the foreign workers, with them because they figured that they would be, you know, have a control over them, you know. So they marching them ahead, you know, to a collection point, and then when they have them all collected from that area, then we're going to march them across the Elbe River to the side where under German control, because here.
This is Elba towards Hanover.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. They were.
No,
They were
Magdeburg.
Okay.
from Magdeburg. They were marching them toward Berlin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the eastern direction, because that's Allies already pushed them further east to the,
Yeah,
you know,
they
force them,
wanna get rid of us.
force them
All
to
the
the,
Southlanders.
and they say that they were trying to blow them up on the bridge. You know,
Yeah, that's what they did.
they say
Lots of them. They right that bridge, divide, you know, through the you go another. They did blow up that bridge and all those guns. But one of my friends said, "No, she did make it. She was alive. That she's at home now." Anyway, that time.
Okay, I want to get this straight. Okay, you were all at working in Magdeburg.
Yes,
The Allies are coming in from the west.
from west, right,
The Germans are
and
trying to move everybody to.
to the east
And
because.
the Germans are the ones who are marching them.
Oh yeah, Germans were rounding them up from the town there and marching them towards the Elbe River to across the bridge because they
It's
were.
like on Russian side.
This
Is it-
wasn't
I
a
thought the Elba
Russian.
River
That
was-
wasn't Russian
I
side.
thought
That
the Elba
was-
River was east of, or west of
It's-
Magdeburg.
Yeah, but we
No,
have some
no, Elba River was actually Elba River went right through the Magdeburg.
right through the Magdeburg.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right,
okay.
right. Magdeburg is on Elba River.
Okay.
Right.
It's actually, so we keep going. Nina already went to with Igor. I keep walking with another girls. I even have her picture. And it's dark. And those soldiers, they don't know town really. And they try to put us, to take us, like a corner, like a,
Well, the column was marching this
yeah,
way.
like this.
And then they were turning
yeah, like
this
that.
way.
One German soldier here,
and one
another
out,
one chose
on the
there.
front.
And that guys, nobody see us. And that
When you turn corner,
yeah,
you
blind spot.
blind spot. And that my girls with me said, Duся, just get out from me. And I was scared. And she said, just we have to because they're gonna kill us. They collecting us in that house. They're gonna blow us. And I was afraid, but it was dark. We kind of jump. And there's a big hole from the bomb because blood's a whole bump. And we jump right on the Igor farmer
his
yard
Property.
property actually, kind of far, but it's there. And we sit in that hole for a long time.
and the column marched on.
and marching, keep
To
going
there.
to that place. And they, but we they
And they were
wanna,
being marched east.
they marching,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
collecting us in one big school. And then from that school, they're supposed to be take us to that through the river to that Elba on that side. But I don't know what happened to those people because we left them.
You
know?
never heard from them.
No, we never heard of them. So we're sitting in that hole for a long time till dark. And Ryan, she said, well, somebody have to say, Igor, tell the Igor we are here. And she said, Duся,
Where was Walter all this time?
Walter in town.
Out of
Oh,
town.
he was watching how a bombing in Magdeburg.
I was out of town and I was just,
that
we.
Английский бомбували at night, American in daytime. They keep bombing and bombing and bombing. Anyway, so we went to I said, okay, I think Raisa went to tell Igor.
Do whoever, that's
Anyway, went said, we are here in that hall. Boy, he was excited. He was so excited, but I don't know what that happened to that girl after that. This is blind. He said, come over, and he looked after me. But, oh yeah, Raisa said, I'm going to go to that, find I don't know what happened to her.
Well, that's
I
not
really
the-
don't know, because Igor can keep us both. He took me, he said, I have to save Duся, because if something happened to Duся, Walter never forgive me, because he saved my life, and I'm going to save Duся life. And it was not that so easy. He have to hide me from that farmer and from hold that house.
She sneaked in,
And he said Igor was under the bed. I was, German have a big...
That wasn't really that bad because you were under a big pillow there.
The dog, that in the bed, I was sleeping in bed and big dog, it's like a black, yeah, all day,
Okay.
and I was hiding there, not for, but that was already, Igor can't even work too much.
Were you going to the director to say you could leave?
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, that bomb's getting so bad, and it was so house in Magdeburg. So Igor sometimes goes and look after the horses, feed the horses, things like that. And Nina works someplace a little bit, in the garden, things like that. And night come, we have to bombs coming, like we have to run to the bunker. To the how you call
Bunker.
it? Bunker.
Bunk.
It's not very far from that place. We realized it's a big bunker. Everybody hides. We ran there, and so Nina, Igor can go there, sometime. But I can because if Bauer see me and all that. And one time was really bad. I was staying in that, and then I said, boy, they kill me. It's okay, but. And then one time start really, it's at end already. It's already said Magdeburg already you know, just today, all those high rank German took off all those and take civilian and hiding in that same bunker with us because American and tanks already closing. And last moment I said, Igor and Nina, you go to the bunker. Igor said, no, Dusha, you know what? If something really happened to you, Walter never forgive me for that. You come with us to the bunker and we'll stay there. If you stay there, I don't care if farmers see us or not. We went there, I never get out of that because it was so bad. And we were sitting there so hungry. And I said, Igor said, you know what? I'm gonna go and get some. But there was no light, nothing already, just terrible. And Igor said, you know what? I'm gonna go get some food from Bauer. You know, he worked there, he can, but have to, you know, hide from the bombs. It's falling like you wouldn't believe it. It's I don't know. I said that American it have no pity for us at all. Anyway, he sneaked to the farm and he said, I know that cheater have eggs. Farmer have lots of eggs there. I'm gonna bring some eggs. I said, gee, that would be good. So he went to we brought some about 10 eggs. We all happy. We all kind of happy we have eggs. Said Nina, me, and he was sitting. And he opened one egg and the little chicks in there.
Oh, no.
Boy, oh boy, that's true. It's really true. We were kind of laughing or
That was, you know,
crying or
surprise.
and it was Igor don't know what to do. He said, you know what? I said, Igor, you have to take back. The farmer find out it's no eggs and that chicken sitting on. Igor said, I think I have to. So he took back. He took back eggs. That's so weird anyway. Well, that's no. He brought some kind of a little food there and
I'm
there.
surprised the chicken didn't.
Nobody think about food that time when you hear all that bombs. It don't take us very long. And what happened? It one night. It says that it's all over. We feel quiet.
The quit bombing.
Quit bombing. We get out from the.
And all the time I was about 5 miles out
And
of
he
town.
was watching how
And we were watching, you know, how the bombs were, the airplanes come one after, you know, the
Yeah, but wait,
squadron after squadron dropping bomb down
And
there.
then,
And
you
I
know,
figure,
we
well,
said,
nobody
let's-
is left alive down there in that city.
Anyway, we here said, let's go to home, you know, because he's still calling that farmer Bo. And I said, okay, but that lady, Bauer lady, she still didn't see me, you know. And after all that, Igor went to, I think, Tosh a little bit look after horses, things like that. And I went upstairs like the kind of an attic. I used to hide there. And there's a bed and table and you know, I was already sitting, you know, because I'm not afraid. It's already American here, whoever. And his American soldier came, and he speak Polish.
Oh.
He came to her house and asked her if you have any
Any foreigners working
here.
for you.
She said, yeah, I have Monina and Igor and all. And
Because they were
he
legal.
kept going up. And she said, it's nobody there. But he said, no, he wants to go sit there. He opened the door and here I'm sitting. And she opened her. Where you come? And,
Who are you?
who are you? What you doing here? Oh, I'm not, you know, I kind of I'm not afraid. But I don't speak English. And he asked me, you speak, what language you speak? Who are you? I said, I'm Ukrainian. He said, I'm Polish. Oh boy, that's good. And he said, what you doing here? He started talking Polish and I understand Polish language.
But he wasn't from Poland. He
No,
No,
no.
he's American surgeon, Polish
Origin.
origin.
Uh-huh.
And he said to me, how you come
How
here? I said, you know, I told him story and he said, where you live? I said, through the window I can
Where
see
you
my place
live.
where I live, where we staying. And
Well, you were working there.
No, not working. We
Nobody.
staying. We
Yeah, I
lived
know,
there.
I know, I
I
know.
work in shoe fabric, completely different place. And he said to me, Did that lady or that boss was bad to you and all this? If he's bad, I'm gonna go and beat the hell of him. I said, no, that's okay. They were bad. They beat us like, they really one time
Treat us badly, or
treat us very badly and all that. But he said, I'm gonna kill him. I said, no.
and
If
they
God-
could
if
do
I,
it.
I said, I believe in God. Let him solve the problem. What he did to us, it's okay. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad everything is over. He said, that's the way you feel? I said, yeah, that's the way I feel. I said, that's about. And that was all war is over. Then I went.
War wasn't quite over
Not
yet,
over, Ale,
but
for
that
Magdeburg.
city was already liberated.
City already liberated.
Okay,
And
okay, stop.
Stop
Okay.
the liberation.